Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, Squidward on a chair.
This is Tom Grassi, and this is 30 and 30, and you're watching Illogical Canadian.
Oh, you are still. There you go.
I still can't get over the Helvetica scream at me.
Well,
Oh, that's who did it.
Yeah, we are halfway done. The playoffs are halfway done, and Squidward is indeed on a chair. I'm a large
The dog has been elected mayor.
I'm a large goal. With me is Duck and Valor as well. Duck not all as always, but Valor as always with these hockey streams. Oh fuck! And
Yep.
safe to say that these playoffs have been very eventful thus far.
Yeah.
Very eventful. God,
Yeah,
what?
don't let
Where
the lack of upsets in this playoffs fool you. These have been very tight series throughout.
they really, really have.
Yeah, this has been a pretty strong playoff.
Have we had any real upsets at all in this postseason? I don't think we have.
Not really.
Not really. The only upset I could see was Vancouver losing to Edmonton. Even then, that's not really much of an upset.
Not even that much. Well, like you saw that series, both teams were playing very goddamn evenly and down to the wire.
Yeah.
But let's just go.
And you gotta
for-
take into account that Vancouver was down a couple of their guys.
Wait, Patrick Demko and then Brock Besser for Game
Patrick
7.
Demko, then Brock Besser. Hopefully, he gets better.
Yeah, thank God that thing was not life-threatening. So let's start with some of the offseason news that's happening with one of the eliminated teams, the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Ooh.
I don't know if you guys saw this today, but the Lightning have announced that they have made a trade,
I think I did see.
and it involves a certain Ryan McDonough. Let me
He's
just
back on the Lightning.
The
gonna-
Tampa Bay Lightning are.
So
Or take
I'm pulling up the details of it right now. Just gotta find it. Oh, that is way
Yeah, I
too
got
far
details
back.
of it as well.
Yeah, I went way too far back. I'm just trying to fucking find it, but I can't. Right here. All right, here it is. So the Tampa Bay Lightning have acquired Ryan McDonough, and Edmonton's 4th-round pick this year from the Nashville Predators, in exchange for a 2025 2nd-round pick and a 2024 7th-round pick. So the Lightning get back Ryan McDonough, who used to play for the Lightning. So this will be. I hate my back. This will be McDonough's 2nd stint in Tampa Bay. his first stint went well enough, so they figured, fuck it, why not bring him back for another round? Because second stints usually do better than the first. I said usually.
Whew.
So for Tampa Bay, 5-game exit in the first round at the hands of the Florida Panthers. Where does
Yeah.
Tampa Bay go from here? Because their core is aging. Like Stamkos is like he's like 30 something, and he's a UFA this off season.
Yeah.
Like come July,
I think
he's
it's
like
I
come
think
July,
it's safe to say that for the Tampa Bay Lightning, I think the window is starting to slam.
yeah, I think so too. Like, that the door's starting to close, and when it eventually does, it's not going to be pretty. Like Tampa Bay's gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do. Because like I said, Tampa is an aging core. Stamkos is probably gone in July. He's probably
Yeah,
gone.
Stevens. Yeah, the big name definitely Steven Stamkos. The previous cap hit was $8.5 million.
Right.
He's an unrestricted free agent this year. Yeah, Tampa $5 million in cap space left.
So they really can't afford to re-sign him at this. Well,
They
and that's after the Madonna trade. I think I'm just like check
Mm-hmm.
the cap page for Tampa Bay. No, right now they only have a projected $5 million in cap space.
Yeah, you got, and one of the guys to watch out for is Anthony Duclair. He could also be gone.
Some guys that are worth some guys that are worth
Austin
mentioning.
Watson,
Tyler Mott, Anthony Duclair, Austin Watson, Steven Stamkos, Calvin DeHaan, Matt Dumba, Hayden Fleury. They're also free agents, as well as their backup goaltender Jonas Johansson.
Johansson.
Right?
That's not until next year.
He's a free agent. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
But like for Tampa Bay, you gotta figure.
Oh no! I found something stupid. I'm sending it to you.
At this point, you gotta fucking think.
No, it's tame but stupid.
But let's go on to another team that's had to go for some changes this offseason. Toronto. We already know what that happened with that series. I'm not mentioning any more than that. But all I will say is out with the old, in with the new. Sheldon
Keefe got shown the door. He's now going to be the coach of the Devils.
We don't know for sure where he's going yet.
But the rumor is it's going to be him.
Oh, that's the rumor right now, yes. But as far as who the next helm behind the bench is, we do know who that is, and that would be the one Craig Berube.
Yeah,
that's a good pickup.
I think that's a decent pickup.
For dead last to barely make it to the playoff and then winning the cup in the same year.
Yeah, let's go. He comes off of a stint with St. Louis. He won the Cup of the Blues in 2019 over Boston, so Berube does have that experience.
Yep. That was the St. Louis Blues that were in dead last on New Year's of that year.
That's right.
And Craig Berube comes in and brings them out. They rise like a phoenix, and they go on that magical playoff run.
Oh, yeah.
In 2019. I still remember that to this day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's pretty hard to forget. Like, that was probably one of the greatest spectacles that I think any of us have ever seen.
They even got best story from the ESPYs whenever on a station that hardly cares about how, even when they're reporting it.
Let's go. Let's put it in this perspective. At that point, like you talk about New Year's, the Blues were fucking dead last. They had players fighting each other at practice. It was basically rock bottom. But Berube was able to fucking rally the team together, and they won the cup.
Yeah.
They won the cup. Let's go. All right, but Toronto with him now being with the Leafs, you gotta figure what more does Toronto do? Because theoretically they could, because there's been rumblings that a Big Four player is gone. after
Yeah.
this. There's the word was they were exploring a trade for one of their core 4 members. My guess, it could be John Tavares. Because, I say John Tavares because, 1, he's older. 2, he's going to start hitting that decline soon.
Yeah.
Because I
Going
think
to be
it's
an unrestricted free agent. Unrestricted free agent next year.
Yeah, Tavares.
As for this year, oh boy.
Yeah.
Almost half of the team is going to be gone if you don't do anything.
Right. I feel like the Leafs could, in fact, try to rebuild that team a little bit. I wouldn't say like a full-on rebuild. I would say more so try to get like right now, projected wise, the Leafs have about $18.5 million.
So you got plenty.
They have plenty to work with.
And the move you do is bring Stamkos home.
They could. They definitely have the money to do that, and then have some change left over. But still, I would still suggest trading. I would still suggest trading a player away and get yourselves a little more cap room. And even if you do bring in Stamkos, you could afford to bring in a goaltender and a couple defensemen.
I was gonna say 2 of your goaltenders are basically gone. Like Martin Jones, Ilya Samsonov, they're both unrestricted free.
I bet you they let Samsonov walk. Is my guess. They probably let Samsonov walk.
Yeah, I would.
Klingberg and Matt Murray. John Klingberg and Matt Murray, they're gone. They're on LT. They're on injured reserve, and their contracts are up, so they're probably gonna walk. Jones and Samsonov, yeah, Jones might be gone. He's 35. He's about to be 35. If anything, I would expect the Leafs to probably try to get him in a front office role. More than anything else.
That wouldn't be bad for him.
No, that wouldn't, considering how he played in Game 7. And plus, he's been in the league for so goddamn long at this point, it wouldn't be a bad idea to try to move him into a mentorship role.
Now,
whether that means you have him as a third string, or that means if you have him becoming a goaltending coach, then that's what you got to decide what's better for the team. Is it keeping him around in a non-directorial role like that, or is it giving him a chance to try one last time before you eventually have to get rid of him, like a trade, or you terminate his contract, or you give him to the minors, whichever comes first. But I feel that with Toronto, there's gonna be change. There's no doubt gonna be change. There already was change.
Oh yeah,
in the form of telling Keith the fuck off and bringing in Craig Berube. I'm not mad about that. Look at it was needed.
Yeah, Sheldon Keefe was going to be fired whether you lost that Game 7 or not. Let's be real.
No, look at Keefe would have less likely been fired if he had won that Game 7.
Yeah.
He probably would have been given a 1-year prove-it deal, and if you don't do anything after this year, you're gone. Or if we're in a slump, you're gone. As simple as that. It's as simple as that. But Craig Berube, being out on the available coaching market, it makes sense to, let him go now. Because Berube, he's a hot head coaching asset, and he'll make for a great fucking coach, and I hope he does well. I really hope he does well, but time will tell.
Yep.
Let's go to another team that was eliminated early on. Valor, do you want to talk about your Capitals a little bit? Because from what I understand,
let's just say they're the weakest team in the playoffs.
Look at what's it called? From the way that we understand it, right? Washington could be in a lot of trouble next season if something doesn't change. Because like, go on your cap frame real quick, and what do the Capitals really need for next season? Because Ovi's not getting any younger. Ov needs help.
Yeah.
I think it's time to go for a rebuild.
Wow, you think it's time to finally?
You think it's time to put up? Wow.
But what about Ov? You have him for contract for like another what? 3 years?
Until 2020.
So what? 2026?
2026, 2027.
Oh, so 2027 they have him till then. So he's in for 3 more years. So you could do something. They theoretically can do something to keep him. What that something is, I don't know, but they can do something to keep him around. But right now, it's their move. Like, who's
Valor, what do you have?
Who's gone after the season? Who's gone after the season?
I don't have cap friendly open, but
I'll get it. It was raining outside my house, and I just want to be sure that I wasn't gonna get fucking hit with like a fucking random ass storm. No, she's gonna fucking do some dumb shit.
If anything, you really only have 2 unrestricted free agents.
They have about $6 million in cap.
Yeah, but not enough to sign any big names per se, but
they could like maybe like a veteran
if they want to be adventurous,
him going. But I would look at like Patrick. He's 35. I don't think the Capitals keep him. Albert Kubel, he's 28. You could. He's been serviceable for the Caps, but I don't know anything more than that. They got Beck Melanson. I don't know. You got him. You got Connor McMichael, which I would definitely keep around.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mike McMichael, he's an up-and-coming young player. He did well in the playoffs, but it's not a one-man show. You need a team to win. And the Capitals did none of that in the postseason. So, defense, do you really have anybody? No, like, if anything, you gotta work on Alexeyev because he's an RFA. Goaltending, you just gotta worry about Charlie Lindgren leaving. Kemper's 34. You gotta do another year of Backstrom's LTIR. You gotta do with Ethan Bear, who's in the player assistance program. I don't know, like, who do the Capitals really have in the system that could come up and act as a third stringer, or maybe as a potential backup? Maybe Garen Bjorklund, Hunter Shepard, but Shepard's 28. You can't do much with a 20-year-old goaltender who's in the minors.
Yeah.
I think your best bet's probably Bjorklund, who's 21. Get him some NHL time. Pain, Billy says. Speaking of pain, I guess I can move on to Nashville. They pretty much played in the most. They pretty much played in the most boring series.
Did you skip over?
Of the entire.
Did you skip over some teams?
No, we're just going random order. There's no real organization. But
Yeah,
for
Billy.
Nashville,
What do you think your Predators are going to do?
I mean, look, they already made a move. They traded away Ryan McDonough. They made that move.
So now you have $26 million in cap space. The possibilities and
Someone can build a
Billy,
link.
I can send you the link. Here, Billy.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But for the Predators, like, look at they have a lot of questions to answer, and I believe, if memory serves me right, which I don't know if it always does, but it could in this case. I think Saros is gone after this season as well, but they got $26 million. Yeah, he's in for another year. But the question becomes their backup, Kevin Lankinen. He's a UFA after this year, and they do have a few good names in the minor leagues right now. Gustav Grigals, Yaroslav Askarov, being the two guys that I think that come to mind when you talk about goaltenders that can really help your franchise. Grigals, I've seen Grigals I've seen at UMass Lowell. I've watched him plenty of times at Sonic Center. I've seen how he plays. It's like, to me, Grigals has a similar forte to that of Jacob Markstrom in his prime. Either a prime Jacob Markstrom or what's another goaltender that did very well? Or who was it? Not Howard, but Crawford. How's the dynamics of Corey Crawford and Jacob Markstrom in their primes? That's a guy that did very well overall. And did very well, I'm guessing, down in the ECHL. Had a couple AHL stints under his belt, but that's a guy that you want to watch for too. He's a little older than Ashcroft. He's 25, but he's still an asset to your team that you can really use.
Yeah.
All right.
So I know you're not the Preds fan here. Which unrestricted free agents do you think they're going to keep?
They really don't have a lot that they can lose. Like, real quick, I just want to go over.
There are some pretty big names here, like Anthony Beauvillier's available, Jason Sucker's available.
Okay, let me get the cap phone for the prize. There's Billy. Perfect.
Woke it from his mask on.
Nah, I knew we were gonna lose in the first round.
What's it called? They have Jared Anderson Dolan. Who's the RFA? He's 24. I say he's worth keeping around if you can utilize him that way.
I say he's worth keeping around.
I think he's worth keeping around. Beauvillier's worth keeping around. He's 26, so you could definitely keep him around.
I mean,
Kevin Sherwood, I could take my losses there and let him go, unless Nashville sees something in him that they feel that he could prove himself. But other than that, I don't see much with Kiefer Sherwood in Nashville. Zucker, Big Coyd, keep around because he's a veteran in the league. He's
I was about to say, would they keep Jason Zucker around?
Well, they could, like if they need like a good veteran option. But I say they don't keep him any longer than 2 years.
Yeah, but
I mean, I think that's a fair contract. 2 or 3 years.
But
you know, like you get
illogical.
On. I was like,
okay.
He's that veteran piece you can look to. Like for defense, Tyson Barrie, Alexander Carrier. You're more likely to keep Tyson Barrie because he's done pretty good with Nashville.
Really?
So I thought Barrie did all right. He wasn't okay. Because what's it called? He wasn't what Matthias Ekholm became in Edmonton.
No. He wasn't what Matthias Ekholm was gonna be. But earlier in the season, he was like, "I want out of Nashville."
Oh, so you think they might get rid of him?
Yeah, I'm all for getting rid of him, mainly for draft picks.
Right.
Just look at the stash of draft picks that we have from the Tanner Jeannot trade.
Yeah, and you just got a couple more. You got a second for next year, and you got a seventh for this year. But you did trade away your fourth.
That was Edmonton.
But that was Edmonton's fourth, but still.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think Trotz is trying to play the long game for developing the future and everything.
Which is not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
But but the thing is, though, if you're going to play the long ball, you have to do it the right way. That's the thing. Speaking of doing things the right way, I want to talk about this fucking team because this team, oh my Christ, they couldn't do anything for shit. The Islanders.
Ooh.
All that I could say is Liam McHugh from TNT gets pied in the face by Blooper.
No, it's there now, right? Fucking, how in the fuck do you fuck up a series that bad? You won one game. Hooray! Do you want a fucking trophy? You basically.
What do you want, a cookie?
Like you blew multiple leads, including a 3-goal lead in Game 2, and you expect to be fucking handed this. Like, what exactly is your intent here, Islanders? What exactly is your intent?
Wait.
If anything,
and do you see the amount of free agents they have?
I just got on fucking. Oh my god.
There's a lot of red and blue.
Hold on. Wallstrom, I would keep around. 23, I would keep him around. Simone Holmstrom, 22, I'd keep him around. Ruslan Ishka, I can't say that last name. Iskakov, 23, I would keep him around. Kyle McLean, I saw a good bit of, but I wasn't really impressed with what I saw. With him, you could go 50-50. Quarterback, he's 36. If you really want to keep the veteran around, maybe one more year. But other than that, cut your losses and just get rid of him. Carson Coleman, he hasn't panned out worth shit. You can get rid of him too.
Like what I made, Casey?
Matt Martin, 35. You could get rid of him. Brian Pinot, get rid of him. All your FAs, you can more than likely just get rid of and just build a new.
Hot take.
Like defense is fucking horrible. Let's put it this way: the defense is fucking dog shit. Like Cholowski, you can keep him around. He's been okay. Sebastian Aho, yeah, you could probably cut your losses. Bortuzzo and Mike Riley, same thing. Cut your fucking losses. And Robin Sowell, well, he kind of fucked himself, so I don't know what else you want me to fucking tell you. But at least their goaltending secure? I guess?
Really, Simon Varlamov is the guy that's going to be unrestricted free agent first, and that's not until 2028.
Right, but by then, he'll probably be getting ready to retire.
Yeah, because he is 30.
And at that point, he's like becoming a mentor for Sorokin. He's 28, but still. I don't know what the honors anymore. I really don't. Am I missing any Eastern Conference teams from round one?
Nope, I think you got him.
All right.
Also,
the Western Conference. I already got Nashville. So let's go to Los Angeles.
Did we already cover the Leafs?
We already covered the Leafs.
I was gonna say Mitch Marner was gonna get traded to the Islanders.
No.
Well, are you sure you want to keep Mitch Marner around?
Better to keep Tavares. Better to trade Tavares because he's like 30.
Yeah,
35.
That's what I agree with. Like Tavares needs to go. Oh, and put the captaincy on William Nylander because he showed a lot more leadership than Tavares.
Yeah, I'll be honest, he really did. Let's go. And so let's go to Los Angeles.
Hang on, illogical. Did I tell you the definition of insanity? See, because it's the same thing with the same team over and over.
We're already moving on for Toronto.
And over.
Moving on.
Also, Casey, you like what I posted to you? The red crucifixion meme?
Oh my fucking god, you actually posted that?
Yeah.
He DM'd me a posting. He's saying he wants for USF. I say no.
Yep.
Thanks.
Probably really wants to post it, but I know somebody's gonna get me banned off of U-Tree.
Yeah, you don't want to turn to Ben. Otherwise, he's going to replace you on that grass.
Yeah. Let's go. But to LA we go. They are kind of in a questionable spot after that series with Edmonton. 3 years in a row. Same result.
3 in a row.
First time around, it was in 7 games. Second time around, it was in 6 games. This time, it was in 5. I don't know what the hell it is they need to do. Like, I don't think they have a reliable goaltending core. That's what I'm going to start with. For goaltending, I do not think they have it. I was gonna look at.
So you're saying they should probably get rid of Cam Talbot?
He's 36. You're not gonna do much with that.
Their best team.
If anything, I would cut my losses with Talbot and just let him go. I would also get ready to fucking either trade away or terminate David Riddick.
Yeah.
Phoenix probably 32. I would cut my
$20 million
losses
of cap space you can use. So
they have a fucking shit ton of cap space they can fucking use. So they can fucking theoretically trade for a goaltender or get one in free agency. They need that.
they have plenty of cash.
The only main UFAs they have are Victor Arvidsson and Trevor Lewis. I would let Lewis walk. He's about to retire. So I would let Trevor Lewis walk. Victor Arvidsson, though, he's been very good for the team. So I would keep him around. But then you got the young guys you got to worry about. Quentin Byfield. His entry level deal is up. You got to pay him. Same thing with Arthur Kaliev. You got to pay him too. Blake Lizotte. He's not coming off his rookie deal, but I would still keep Blake Lizotte around. If he works for you, he works. Carl Gunstrom, same thing. He's done all right with the team, so I would keep him around. Defense, the only guys you really got to worry about are Jordan Spence and Matt Roy. I would say more so let Roy walk and keep Jordan Spence. Because it's proven that he works for the fucking team. That's proven.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh, yeah. But Kings, man, they're just not fucking in that forte right now. Speaking of teams not in their fucking forte, Vegas. You lost in 7. And you don't even have $1 million in cap. As of right now, you have $897,000.
Isn't that such a damn shame?
Look at you got a few UFAs. I'm just gonna go ahead and just breeze by these as best as I can.
Look at those. Ooh.
Like Pavel Dorofeyev. 23, you can keep him. He's 23. You can work with him. You can develop him. Amadio, he's a great bottom sixer, and he's shown his worth. I feel in the Dallas series because he produced a little bit.
And then there's William Carrier.
He's an original. But the question is, you cannot keep all. But the thing becomes, you can't always keep the original guys around. At some point, you're gonna have to get rid of some of them. That was realized last season when they traded Riley Smith. So it now becomes again like, what do they got to do to keep maintain their contendership while having to make some sacrifices? That same can be said about Anthony Manfred and Jonathan Marchessault. They're both probably gone.
Yeah, Jonathan Marchessault, I think you got a good couple left in him. I would think.
Marchessault's 33, Manfred's 29. Like, they're both free agents. You can probably let both of them walk because you're going to need all the cap room you can get. Defense, nothing really. Well, you got a couple names. Alec Martinez, he's 36. You can let him walk. That's the only UFA they have this year. But next year, though, Shea Theodore's contract's up.
Shea Theodore, Braden McNabb. Those are some pretty good names.
And Nicholas Hague as an RFA next season as well. I would get ready for that, and I would get ready to make some room. Goaltending, they don't have to worry this year about goaltending. Like, they're fine. They can work with Adam Hill. They can work with Logan Thompson. They're both great.
You think they can work with Aiden Hill?
This doesn't help that Robin Lehner is still an LTIR. It doesn't help, but you know what? It works. If those guys do good, they're going to do great. It also helps that Vegas does have a lot of young players in the minors. That helps a lot. Matthew Cataford, Jacob Brabenec, Jordan Gustafson, Jacob Demek, Ben Hammerling, Matthias Sapovalov, Grigory Dodisenko, even guys like that are RFAs like Mason Primo and Ivan Morozov. Those are the two RFAs I would keep around. The others can kind of, get out. But they have the talent, but right now, they really need to just figure it out. Speaking of which, what's the next team in the West I haven't covered? I got Nashville, I got Los Angeles, I got Vegas.
We have not yet covered the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh, yes.
Hold on.
Probably one of the weirdest series I've seen.
But that was probably the most entertaining series of the playoffs.
Even though it only went 5?
Yeah, even though it went 5, but that was a high-scoring series.
Mm-hmm.
It's a series of what the fuck is goaltending?
Wait, what's it called? Wait, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. After 3 games, they had 28 combined goals. Yes, that was a 28-3 point line. But they had 28 goals combined in 3 fucking games. You don't get that type of fucking performance that often, if at all.
Right.
Like when you get a dynamic series like that, it becomes a hard-fought win. Colorado fought. Granted, it only took 5 games, but the way both teams played, that was a hard-fought fucking series. Winnipeg doesn't need to do much. Like, realistically, they don't need to do much. All they gotta do is just keep around a few guys. Like, forward guys, they don't even have that many fucking free agents. Tyler Toffoli and Sean Monahan are the real 2 UFAs. Then from there, it's Perfetti and David Gustafson. Perfetti's coming off his entry level, so he's probably gonna want some money. I will give him a bridge deal. Same with David Gustafson. Not off his ELC, but he's still coming off a contract. He's going to want a little bit of money. Next year, though, oh, boy. Next year. Oh, God. Because next year, you're talking Ehlers. You're talking Iafallo, Velarde, Appleton, Namestnikov, Barron, Kupari, and Johnson Falby. Now it's just for the offense. For defense, it's looking a little worse for wear. Logan Stanley's an RFA. Dylan DeMello, Brendan Dillon, Collar Miller, they're all UFAs. Next year, you got to
look at the goalies. Look at the backup goalies for a hell of a buck, because both of them are unrestricted free agents this year too.
Yeah,
because you have Lauren Brissett and you have Delia.
I expect a lot of movement this offseason.
No, it's right. That is an instance where you might have to see a lot more moves be made.
When the free agency floodgates open, everybody's going to keep their eye out for something crazy.
Yeah, Valor, why the hell did you just send me that?
I don't know why you sent me that either. Let's go. Anyway.
I just found it. I love sending you curse shit. That's fine, dude.
Meanwhile, to the second round teams. Where do we want to start? Where do we want to start?
Well, let's save the most cursed ship for last. Let's save the Hurricanes for last. Let's start with the Boston Bruins. Let's go around.
All right, so let's start with Boston.
All right, the Bruins. Couldn't beat that Florida Menace, eh?
Where do we begin with this fucking team? Jim Montgomery, listen, I'm going to say this right now. And I don't care how anybody takes it. Jim Montgomery is a good coach in the regular season. When it comes to the playoffs, he shit the bed. He shit the bed multiple times. Last year, the fucking best record in NHL history. 65 wins, 130-something points.
Valor, what the fuck?
and you fucking blow a 3-1 series lead to Florida in the first round and you lose. This year, you make it past the first round, you make it to the second round, and you lose to the Panthers, but in 6. And this time, you had the opportunity to make them blow the 3-1 series lead, or you can muster up one win to make it a 3-2 series, but then you fucking blew it at the midnight hour. And it wasn't even in fucking in overtime. It was in regulation.
Listen. They have a lot of green in terms of cap space, but if you look down at the free agents, you're going to see a shit ton of red.
Oh, no.
Look at that.
All right.
We're talking Jake.
Yeah. The Brust is gone, but,
James Van
Heinen, Maroon, Magna, Van Riemsdyk. The only RFA they have is Jesper Bogfest. Next year, though?
Next year, good God.
Next year, we're talking Brad Marchand, Trent Frederick, Morgan Geekie, John Beecher, who I'm guessing they'll keep around. They'll probably extend him this offseason, let's be real with ourselves. Patrick Brown, Jakob Lacko, and Justin Brazeau. Defense this year, they only have to worry about Forberg, Grzelcyk, and Shanker. Goaltending?
That's not too
They really have a problem with goaltending this offseason that needs to be addressed. Swayman and Brandon Bussey? Listen.
And you forgot Jeremy Swayman.
I was getting to him.
Keep these.
But Ullmark is next year. Here's the problem with Boston's goaltending. You cannot afford to keep both Ullmark and Swayman. You can't. Unfortunately,
one's got to get moved.
One of them has to get moved. And Swayman proved to be a viable starter this season. This is the same thing with what Ullmark was last season. At this point, you got to figure out what you want to do with Brandon Bussey. Are you going to keep him in the lineup as the backup and ship off Linus Ullmark? Or, and what I think they shouldn't do, keep Ullmark around, still have Brandon Bussey as the backup, and trade away Jeremy Swayman. Because you guys...
My opinion, you got to keep Swayman.
Oh, yeah, they have to keep Swayman. They have to. Speaking about keeping things, Vancouver can't keep themselves off the fucking injury reserve.
For themselves.
They don't, yeah, exactly. It's like they didn't do it to themselves. It's just more so they just couldn't fucking do anything to get themselves out of that slump.
Well, everybody is dead now.
Look at this. They don't have a major UFA problem this year. They don't. They do have players that are hitting the market, but it's not a major problem. Because realistically, the guys on the forwards that are UFAs, Teddy Bluger, Dakota Joshua, Sam Lafferty, and Elias Lindholm, the more likely candidate for them to keep around is more than likely Elias Lindholm. Maybe Dakota Joshua too, but more so Elias Lindholm. But the problem is, he's still really good. He's going to cost you money. So you got to fucking decide what you want to do. Defense is a little worse for wear. They have Vil Bronek on a last year of his RFA eligibility. You have Ian Cole, Mark Freeman, Tyler Myers, and Nikita Zadorov you got to worry about. Goaltending is just Shilas as an RFA, Casey DeSmith as a UFA.
The disappearing act. Who wants a disappearing act on there?
Yeah. They just couldn't hold their shit together. It didn't help that Shinov had to take over after the Smith went the dog shit, and Demko got hurt again. Like, at this point, what the fuck does Vancouver need to do? They have the right pieces, but I don't think it's enough. They gotta do something. And they gotta do something quick. What are you guys' thoughts on Vancouver?
Vancouver, good luck.
Definitely have a bright
I hope
future
Jim
ahead.
Rutherford doesn't throw out money like
But
candy.
here's the problem: this season run they did was on house money.
Yeah.
And
So
they
whatever
have
happens
money to
going
work with in
forward,
the offseason.
they have to get lucky in FA.
Yeah, I mean that's not far off from the truth either.
Mm-hmm.
Man, let's go. Not to mention Colorado. They fought too against Dallas. They fought, but it just wasn't a fucking enough. It wasn't enough.
Just wasn't enough. And that's another team that's seeing red. You see that?
I haven't looked at it yet. Oh, yikes. Middlestat, Cogliano, Drouin,
Drouin.
Kivaranta, and Trennan. For the fucking forwards. Defense is just Jack Johnson for the third time. Caleb Jones and Sean Walker. Goaltending, they don't really have to worry about goaltending until next year with Georgia. Man, they're not in it right now.
Yeah, this is going to be one to watch. I cannot wait.
Colorado's an interesting situation, and Matt Duchene being the one to fucking put the dagger in the heart of the Avalanche, that was storybook.
That was poetic. That was straight cinema.
That's like, okay, he started his career with the Avalanche, and then was told to fuck off by the Avalanche via trade,
Mm-hmm.
and then he comes back to face his old team, and he gives them the fuck you they gave him all those years ago. He gave the fuck you right back.
Yep, big time.
Oh yeah. And now, Carolina.
Oh God. This was your last.
Look at that red and blue.
Let's take a time out for a second. Where the fuck do we start with Carolina in the second fucking round? Where in the hell do we start? Oh, God. The free agents list. Maxime Comtois,
deal with
RFA.
this year.
John Drury, Seth Jarvis, Martin Nashis, Ryan Suzuki, Jake Gensel, Jordan Martinook, Stefan Noshen, Tavo Teravainen. Not just for the offense, defense, they got Dylan Coughlin, Jalen Chatfield, Tony DeAngelo, Brett Pesci, Brady Shea. Goaltending, Frederick Anderson and Spencer Martin. They are fucking going through it. But that's a good thing now. They have about $27 million right now in cap. 27.35, roughly, let's say.
But the amount of people that you potentially have to
but
that's a lot.
You gotta hope some of them take some serious pay cuts.
I mean, we're talking double digits for them.
Yeah. Well, you're talking maybe 7 figures for a lot of these guys. Well, I mean, obviously, because that's what the standard is. For some guys, like maybe Jordan Martin. Well, Martin's 31. I thought he was older, but never mind. None of these guys are really old except for Freddie, who's 34. Even then, Freddie still played out of his fucking mind, and he has a lot left to give.
Mm-hmm.
But the injuries are going to derail him, and they're going to derail him fast. I don't even know what to say about Carolina. They nearly fucking made the Rangers choke, only to blow it in Game 6. Like, what the fuck does Carolina do? What does Carolina even do? Because they extended Brendan Moore. For keeping him and his coaching staff around. What more can you do with Carolina? Because something's not working, but no one's seen it. Because the problem isn't that evident. Because everything just seems to keep clicking, but the more we perceive it to be, clicking and everything's going the right way, it's more that, they're starting to try to shadow something. They're getting in their own way. But I think that's enough reviewing. I think it's time we do a little previewing. Because we got the conference finals, they start tomorrow. We start with Rangers and Panthers. We know what these two teams can do. The top two seeds in the East, they are still left. They are still here. They are still fighting.
Yep.
And all for the chance to go to the Cup final. Rangers, President's Trophy winners. They handled Washington. They took care of Carolina.
They playoffs actually going 7-0 in the playoffs. Then they lost 2 straight to Carolina. We thought they were going to do the funny, but then Kreider happened in Game 6. Natural hat trick to send the Rangers to the Cup final.
In the third period, mind you.
In the same period, right.
Yeah, and that's impressive enough. And I know there's a lot of criticism around Kreider, but now it seems to me that those criticisms haven't washed away.
Yeah.
And
I saw saying that this was a callback to the guarantee from Mark Messier, 1994.
I did.
When they
said
I
kind of see it.
He would won, when Mark Messier said he won the hat trick. Chris Kreider scoring that Game 6, natural hat trick in the same period, single-handedly allowing the Rangers to come back.
Yeah.
So we saw what that team can do.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, your internet's like going in and out. What the fuck's going on?
Well, bars. Let me check.
Your internet's like going to complete dog shit. But Florida, to his own, like they in the last couple.
I don't know what's going on. My dad's not on his laptop. There's no reason why this should be going slow.
Well, in the past couple seasons, Florida's coming in their own. Last season, they made the Cup Finals. That's their second straight year in the conference final. Florida's beginning to break out. And in all honesty, that's the best thing that can happen to that team right now. For a team that in the past, 10, 12 years or so, have had major issues with attendance. And at one point, rumors of relocation. To see them breaking out now is probably the best thing that can happen to that franchise. And that's, like I said, it's one of the best thing that you could fucking hope for. But the question then becomes, are they fucking for real? Or have these past 2 seasons been just flukes?
Well, we need to see if they can continue their will for 8 games, win 8 games, and so things will.
Yeah, combined record, these 2 teams are combined for 16-5. You know these 2 teams are fucking legit.
Mm-hmm.
But let's look at the other series: Dallas, Edmonton, the 2 cowboy cities.
I feel like we're gonna have a kind of a bullshit call in favor of Dallas that will help them win the series, how they won it in 1999.
No, I don't see that happening.
Nah. You can't blame the crease rule anymore. That's long gone.
That's long gone. But fucking, it's just hard to say. It really is hard to say. Like, these two teams are great. Edmonton,
they've shown they can keep. They've shown they can keep up with the conference's top teams because those are your last champions.
My God, your fucking internet. My God.
And then the managed to survive games in your first 2 games, win 3 straight, and lose game 6 in Vegas.
Yeah.
You pull off a nice game 7 win over the defending champions, and then you have to face the penultimate champions with the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah.
And that was a good series, too.
Oh, that was a very good series.
And as you mentioned earlier, Matthew, poetic justice in double overtime.
Oh, yeah.
In game 6.
And what most Stars fans should have said single overtime, but, you know, I don't make the rules because the NHL is a fucking shit pile. But, this is just an example of these 4 teams, you know, fucking duking it out to see who's the top dog. That's the thing. Like, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to ask you for one question. And I want you to take a minute. I want your answers I do not want your answers right away. I just want you to fucking think about this for a minute. Part one to this question is, are your predictions for the Stanley Cup Final different now based on everything that's happened? Are they different now from when you originally had predicted back at the beginning? And part 2 to this, if they are, what is your new Cup Final prediction and why?
Ooh,
I want you to really think about this.
My prediction hasn't changed.
Really?
Yeah. I picked Florida and Dallas. Florida winning.
Yeah, my predictions were definitely different because I had Boston and Dallas in the final. We all know how Boston.
One of those teams still has a legitimate chance.
But Dallas, I do have Dallas in the final. But for the Stanley Cup final, I'd say the Rangers, actually. Because Chris Kreider, of course, but you can't forget Artemi Panarin and Igor Shesterkin, who's been on a whole other level in these. The President's Trophy curse to worry about. The Rangers have shown that they've been resilient. They've been consistent throughout these playoffs, despite. But they've shown that they have the firepower to come and get back into the game.
Yeah.
For my final prediction, say the Rangers break the curse. I think the Rangers do win it.
Okay. Valor, I pose the same question to you. If you're still alive.
Valor.
If it's not,
ping him.
Just skip.
That's it.
Yeah, I'll do mine. At the beginning, I had said Rangers and Canucks. I thought these teams, I thought both teams had a legitimate shot. I thought both teams looked very good. I thought both teams, had what it took. I feel like my predictions had slightly altered. Honestly, I still think the Rangers have a legitimate shot, and I'm not changing my Eastern Conference prediction. But for the West, it's kind of changing. I don't think it's going to be Edmonton, but I do think it's going to be Dallas that moves on to the finals. And we have Dallas and New York in the final, the top 2 teams in the league, the 2 conference champions from the regular season facing off. and I think the Rangers take it.
Nice.
Nothing
What are you
against Dallas.
trying to tell me, Duck, you jackass?
Shut the fuck
We're
up.
trying to get you to answer. That's why I
Question.
woke you up.
Yeah. But I proposed this question. I said, are your predictions different now than when you had originally predicted them in the beginning? And if they were, what was your new prediction and why?
I am sticking to what I have. Oh God, Sports Ball is about to go live now.
We'll
Drops, but we'll
watch it
get
after
to
the
it in a
show.
bit. Get to
We'll
that
watch
in
it
a bit. Just
Watch it in a
answer his
bit.
question.
So, what was your original prediction, and what are you sticking with?
My original prediction was Florida versus Dallas. I am going to stick with it.
Say his name and he downs up here.
And Billy, so we're gonna get to it in a minute. So,
Oh.
I think for here on, we have to take everything into an open mind. We are gonna take everything into account, and we're gonna watch the rest of these playoffs very carefully because we kind of have to.
Yep.
For tonight, I think we can say we're done. Tomorrow,
Fine.
I gotta look at this.
Let me just say this: keep him, regardless of what, from here on, somebody's going to win a Stanley Cup for the first time in this millennium. For
Right.
Florida, it's their
Florida's
first
never
ever.
won it, but the other
Dallas,
three,
9,
well, the other
Rangers, 9,
they haven't won it since the 90s.
Oilers, 90.
They haven't won it since the 90s. So I think, like I said, this is where we'll wrap it up. Tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. We go live for Game 1, set for 8 p.m. on ESPN and ESPN Plus. So we'll be live on here, 7:45 Eastern. From Duck, Valor, and Billy, I have been Illogical. Thank you for joining us on the halfway checkpoint of these playoffs. And let's hope for a very cheery and very chaotic end to these playoffs. See you tomorrow night. Take care.
Take care, everyone.